Hello, my fellow fasting foodie friend. It's Jackie, and we are 2 hours into the June 72-hour fast. I'm super excited because one, I have a very busy next 3 days, which is going to help this time pass quickly. It worked out really well. But also, I'm going to be meeting virtually with someone doing their first 72-hour fast. We're going to talk through it together. We're going to be sharing what we're doing as individuals. If she has any questions or concerns, I'd share maybe how I'd approach it. I hesitate to say coaching because I don't know that she needs coaching, but we're just going to do it together. And if this works out well, maybe we'll do this again the next 72-hour fast. Someone else that hasn't done it before, that we can do one-on-one talking. Obviously, I'm not going to give nutrition advice. That is not my background. I'm not going to give medical advice. That's not my background, but I'm someone that loves to do longer fasts on occasions. She's never done a 72-hour fast, and we're going to be in it together. So I'm excited to share with you our little meetups, how I'm getting through the 72-hour fast. And right now, my son and I are going out. We're running some errands, going to help pass some time. I had breakfast this morning, and I'll be breaking my fast breakfast time on Wednesday. So let's go get some errands done, and I'll catch up with you later. Also, yes, I'm a mom of teens because we have so many pimple patches in the house, and I prefer not to wear these out in public. But I have a giant pimple I keep wanting to pick, so these help me not pick. But it is going to come off before we go in the store. I just forgot to take it off before I recorded. Well, everyone, this is Shelly, and we are so excited. This is her first 72-hour fast, and I'm excited that we get to be friends doing it together.
Yes.
And so, Shelly, would you like to tell everyone what you currently do for fasting, maybe how you got to fasting, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
About yourself.
great to be here. Super excited. My name is Shelly, and I will be 40 years old next month. So, anyway, that feels like something all in itself. I am married for 18 years, have 3 daughters, 16, 15, and 11. So we live in a little town in Arkansas, so that southern girl making that a little bit, even though I try to keep it in check. So I was looking back, and I ordered Delay Don't Deny in December of 2000. And so I come from a family that we're not health oriented when I was growing up. We ate all the fried dinner. So fried chicken, fried squash, fried potatoes. Even though it came from the garden, it was all fried. And I did live in a family that was very aware of health and all the latest trends. So my mother-in-law, we're in a parking lot Sunday after church. She said, "Hey, I have this thing called fasting." And I was like, "What? Tell me a little bit about it." I ordered the book of 2018, but I did not start until December of 2022. So I'm a dabbler. So I decided I would not give up cream and coffee. That was the hill I stood on. And so I dabbled. I could not do a clean fast because I couldn't give up the cream. And so I had resolved to, this for older people. My mother was doing well, but she was clean fasting. And I remember a cough drop is probably fine, right? That isn't good. And so anyway, in 2012, my husband and I watched a documentary talking about a book, an audio book. He goes through hundreds a year. And we were talking about a military book, and discipline came to my mind. I thought, okay, that is something I've never really had to do in life. I've never really just had to discipline myself. And that's what I'm lacking. I thought, I'm lacking discipline. If I would just drop the cream in that morning coffee, it would be okay. And so that came around November, December, and I remember Christmas Day, we had a huge family dinner, or lunch, huge family lunch. My kids were like, "What are we having for supper tonight?" And I said, "Nobody can be like, we ate so much food. That's it. Tonight is the fasting." And Christmas night is the first day of the intermittent fasting journey on December of 2022.
Okay, very cool.
Clean fasting ever since Christmas Day of December.
Wow. So you decided and you stuck with the black coffee since then, or do you not drink coffee?
It is black coffee now.
Okay.
So that was my discipline. I thought, okay, if I had to just do one thing is discipline. So that was kind of my word of the year for 2020.
I like that.
And so it was discipline. And I thought, okay, I can do it. I mean, people, if they can run miles and miles and miles with rucksacks and, roll in the sand, if military people can do that, and I don't have any military in my family, but I thought that's just discipline is what that is. And that's what I'm lacking, is discipline. So that was the beginning of my intermittent fasting journey.
Awesome. So what do you do now on a day-to-day basis? Do you have a normal schedule or?
I do, but it's kind of an odd schedule. I am in maintenance now, so I lost just about 30 pounds in about a month period. And so once I decided to do the clean fasting, it really came off. And so that was no exercise. I was not exercise oriented. So that was just fasting. And so I lost 30 pounds in that 6 months. And that was my goal, was to lose it by my birthday in July of that next year. And so today is a normal day for me. I eat lunch with my husband's family on Sunday after church. And then again, my husband or myself, we don't eat again on Sunday evening. My girls, that's their time. My 16-year-old is driving out. So she'll drive 3 of them out and they'll have their own little sister's dinner.
Oh, fun.
On Sunday night. And so this is a normal day. And so Sunday, my normal schedule is eat lunch on Sunday, and then I fast until Monday at dinner time. And I do
a nice long fast.
So that's a good long fast. Then my normal is on Tuesdays. I do a down day with a 5-calorie meal.
Okay.
And then, did I say? So Monday is my meal day. Tuesday is my down day. Wednesday is my up day.
Okay.
Then Thursday and Friday, I do 1 meal a day. And then Saturday is kind of an issue day. Normally ends up as a meal day. Since my husband is home, if we're out and about, we'll go to lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you have a lot of variety there. I would imagine that keeps you from feeling like you're in a rut. You have the ability to include whatever's important.
Yes.
And sure. I think, like, from my personal point of view and experience, it keeps your body from being like, oh, we'll eat at 4 every day. Like, it doesn't know what's coming because you give it the change.
Yes. Well, and I still love heavy whipping cream in my coffee. And so on Wednesday, that's like my day, because that's my up day. So on Wednesday, because I don't like sweetener anymore, that totally left my taste buds. But I do still enjoy that creamy coffee. And so Wednesday, that's the day.
I've never had to give up like flavored coffee. I mean, I liked lattes, but it was always black coffee that I would have most of the time because I started drinking coffee as a poor college student and it was free at work when it was just black. And I was like, I didn't have to stock creamer, so I never had to give that up. So good for you.
Nice. Well, yeah, that's a good way to start. And so I've been very diligent with that with my girls. If they ever want coffee, I'm like, here, try black coffee. And they're not buying yet, but
yeah, neither are mine. So with all the variety, like, is it curiosity making you wanting to do the 72? Is it just to push yourself? What's making you want to try it?
Great question. I was ready to kind of test that fasting muscle. So I exercise it quite often. I've done the longer ones. I normally average about 26, 27 on Mondays. And then I always have the 500 though. So there's a concern that I have. So I always do a 500-calorie meal with my people Tuesday nights. And so, I'm going to try that. I wrote down a couple of things about why I wanted to try that. And, I was kind of looking for a challenge and just to reset, because I've eaten several things over the last 4 weeks that I would normally just eat for curiosity testing purposes. And we are headed to the beach here in just a couple of weeks for summer vacation. I'm not doing this with a lose weight mindset.
Right.
And that's not what I'm going for. But just a reset. The school year and the stress of all of that. And it just hit at such a great time. So we have ball practice and ball games. And it's a great time.
So you'll be nice and busy.
Absolutely.
That was going to be a question. I was like, have you planned busyness or do you have?
I have a list. I have a list of plans to stay busy. That's the title of my list. And so I sat down and I made a list of things that I don't love to do, but it would be a great time to do it whenever I'm fighting that mental battle.
Yes, I know. I love that you said that. And I don't know if you've heard me say it, but it's like, if I'm trying to push myself into a fast, I like to do things that I normally don't like to tackle because you get the satisfaction of it's off your list, it passes the time, and then it's like a double whammy. So for me, in this particular one, I haven't done any of my taxes for the year, and we see my accountant next week, so I have to have our stuff by Wednesday. So I'm like, perfect, I have to get it done. It'll pass the time. It always takes so much concentration, and I'm like, I don't love doing it, but I'm excited that it fell in this window. I was like, well,
yes. So when you set up the 72, you just kind of knew this was a time of busyness for you.
Well, I do. It's been a quarterly community fast the first Sunday of every June, September, December, and March.
The first Sunday. Okay. I did.
Yeah. So then this really worked out because for this particular one, it ended up being my kids' last week of school. They end Wednesday, and that's why I ate really early today. I generally eat more of a like 2 p.m. and then I'll have like a snack again for my up day.
Okay.
And when I say snack, they're like pretty substantial, but we're meeting my husband after their last half day. We're going to go to lunch with dad, which we always do at the last day of school. So I'm like, hey, now I can have I'll break my fast probably with an avocado Wednesday morning, I think. And then I'll have probably not my full normal 2 hours, but then we'll have lunch with dad and then dinner that night. So I'm actually pretty excited the way it turned out because we have all of the end of year school parties. We have an awards ceremony for middle school. We have just so much packed in. You're a teacher, you know.
Oh yes. Absolutely.
And you're a mom, so you have the double whammy.
Yeah, I have mom and teacher things on this list. Things I just like cleaning up my classroom. I was able just to leave it, but I need to go back and organize it and my closets, back together. And so, and my daughter's closet, I know you've done that before on one of yours.
Yep.
She has a clothes explosion happening in there. My youngest one is 2, can do it all on her own, but that youngest one, she's so consistent. So, yes, so I have this list. Today I'm excited and feels easier knowing right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, tomorrow is kind of, that's the one I'm a little bit concerned about. Is when tomorrow.
Do you have any thoughts of like, I'm going to make a fresh cup of coffee or get an iced tea when I normally would eat dinner? Do you have any like potentials that you'll use in that time frame or?
Yes. So I went shopping yesterday and I kind of sparkling water. So our Aldi is kind of far away. I do like Aldi, but it's kind of far away. So Topo Chico, that feels like a
yeah.
And so I have plain sparkling. And now I have the element. When I got the element. But I've never done it by itself. So I'm a clean faster, like I'm all in or not,
Right.
So I haven't considered it, maybe trying it this time. I don't know.
Okay.
Element. I don't know. Are you going to do the flavored element?
I am, yes. So 100%, I've never had issues with it, but I would hate for you to find out you have issues with the flavor as you're attempting to do a 3-day fast. I don't want it to, make you hungrier. I've tested, even with, the CGM diet pop, I don't really see much of a reaction, but it makes me feel like I'm going to eat. Because a lot of times I have diet pop when I'm having pizza or Mexican food. The element has never been like that. I don't really drink juices, and I don't know if I just mentally it's just like brushing my teeth. Yes, there's a flavor, but it's never accompanied with eating. So it doesn't trigger my hunger, but that's not the case for everyone. I'd hate for you to find out, but I do.
I know. I've been on the fence about it. I thought, maybe I try like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Kind of right before I break my fast. Within hours. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I have it. I have plain sparkling water. I keep calf. I keep that going in my coffee pot, all the time. So I have those two in hand. So
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's great. The sparkling water might just be something different, or that's what I try to change out my drinks when I feel like, okay, I'd normally be eating dinner. I will have my can of sparkling element. Or even, I don't know if you have the plain element. I've mixed that with iced tea. It's not nearly as delicious as the fruity ones. I can't even pretend it is, but
Yes. Okay, so I was going to ask you, okay, what about your exercising? Are you still going to do your weighted vest? That is
yeah.
my number one. Like, that's what I love. We have several acres out here, and I'll just put on my weighted vest, take a walk through the meadow, the pasture. I thought, okay, yeah, well, I feel like doing that day 2 and 3.
I absolutely think that you could. I have never felt physically like I couldn't do something except for, are you familiar with sand dunes?
No.
So imagine a steep hill made of sand next to a lake. And
Okay.
walking up sand is hard, let alone when it's a steep hill. We
For
were
sure.
climbing sand dunes and I was about 96 hours into a fast. I I did not have the energy to keep going. I was like, yeah, that's the only time I've ever felt like physically beyond what I could be doing. And that was the first time I did a 100-hour fast. And I was like, yeah, that was too much, but that was more than I do normally. There was extreme resistance there and it was in the hot summer.
Gotcha.
But I do all my normal activities and walking is my literal favorite activity. So
Okay.
I really hope to get a lot of park time in. And I walk a lot when I take my son to the park. That's one of my favorite bits. He takes a friend, he plays. I get to walk a lot, but I've never had any issue with walking, even with the weighted vest or a slight incline at the treadmill.
Gotcha. I do trampoline, kind of like rebounding, weights. I have a vibration. I have a rower, which I've loved, but I've really, the weather being so nice here, I've really started just doing weighted vest walks as
Yep.
kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah, my treadmill hasn't seen me in a while because the weather has finally turned. I'm like, which I'd much prefer that because it's just as much a mental like benefit to the physical, and I love being outside walking.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll be interested to hear like what you choose to do and how you're feeling. And yeah, I really want to say like if you're doing the workouts, especially like thinking rowing, that electrolytes would really probably help. I just don't want like even sprinkling salt in your drink or like that kind of stuff can be effective.
Right.
If you're getting headache or nausea, I've never had those, but the leg cramps are something I've dealt with.
Oh, okay. Sleep. That is a tiny bit of my concern. So how have you managed sleep throughout the longer fast?
So tonight will be no issue for me. So Monday and Tuesday, I will probably have a harder time falling asleep because when I'm further into ketosis, I just feel more energy. Once I fall asleep, I never have problems sleeping from fasting. I sometimes just have to go to bed a little later or lay there a little longer. That is absolutely my experience. I don't know if like through the element, the magnesium, it's 60 milligrams helps. I know magnesium can help with sleep. And I do tend to take that later in the day, but I definitely feel a little more energized nights 2 and 3.
Well, that's what I think the longest I've done is 62, 64, the 60s. And that was the struggle that I had. It's just laying in bed and not feeling like crazy energy, just not ready to go to sleep.
Yeah, almost like you went to bed too early.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
So I have downloaded an audio. Oh, I think Fast Feast Repeat. I thought, okay, that would be good to listen to again.
Yeah.
So I have that on my headphones. And I've put a book on my Kindle. I've saved a book for this 72 hours. I've been wanting to read. I hope that's going to be like my little dessert. So
Oh, fun.
if I'm hungry, I'll go out on my porch swing and just read my book. So
I love that.
Excited to do so.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is actually a really good idea to have something like that as a treat. That's a different type of treat. I love that.
Yeah, take my sparkling water and my book and just go outside and read. So.
Yeah, I tend to, and I know it doesn't work for everyone's lifestyle, but I'll just go to bed later than I normally do because then it's like I'm tired or I stay up and work, it's easier to feel a little more tired, and then I can generally sleep in, except for school days. I'm like, wait, I'm 3 days too shy. I keep thinking I'm summer break. I'm not, but
Yes.
I'll still feel pretty energetic because in ketosis I just feel a little wired.
Right. Absolutely. Yes, I feel that. And it's not crazy energy. It's just a little bit of, I don't know, almost like a buzz energy,
Yeah.
like to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be excited to check this off.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear your progress. And I have one final question. You mentioned your husband and you both do the fasting together most of the time, or is it just today?
Okay, so he does do some fasting. He is mainly 2 meals a day. So
Okay.
he'll start around noon and he'll try to be finished by 6. And he drives shipping containers. He delivers around Arkansas. So he will normally start around noon. He audiobooks most of the day while I'm driving, and he'll start around noon. He'll come home and have dinner with us. And so my 1 meal a day is almost always dinner. That's when we can all still come together as a family and eat. And so he'll finish then. Late nights, and he will. Now he may have some scrambled eggs. We have little farms, and we have eggs, and we have sheep and honeybees. Anyway, we normally have some eggs with cottage cheese, some beef from our cow, and those kinds of things. So he'll have a good carnivore type meal.
Yeah.
Around 2 or 3, we'll call it good. So.
But he's not tempted to join this with you, the 3-day?
Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah.
No, I think his concern is like, how happy are you to be here in a couple of days when we're all eating? I'm like, it's fine. I will go outside, and I've got some meals prepped. Anything I wanted to eat that they would be eating, I ate yesterday. So it wasn't a day. And so I make these muffins out of fresh milk flour, and I ate that yesterday, and I finished off the banana bread. I did not make one bread. And so anything I wanted, I had yesterday.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a perfectly valid concern and I think each person's a little different, but I did a 100-hour fast and a 5-day fast, and both of those, my happiness was not stable. I was like, I enjoy eating. That's why I do this. I like to eat. 3 days, I can very much maintain. I feel proud. It's like an accomplishment, but that's my sweet spot. I have learned that about myself. I'm like, okay, I know I can do longer, but I don't want to.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think the desire is there for me to do longer. I think this is some reset and just the end of the year and the snacks and the teacher treats and just the things that come in with the end of the year. And I think this is just a really good reset before we go into summer. So I am in maintenance. Mostly, I'd love to turn up a little bit more, but I'm in maintenance, and so I'm not really looking for a weight loss strategy or anything. And I know with fast, when you eat a lot of times, it just comes back. So, I'm looking forward to a reset.
Yay! Well, we are gonna talk again tomorrow. We'll be much further into our fast, and I very much look forward to catching up then. So good luck tonight. I think we'll both sleep well. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow morning.
All right. Have a great afternoon.
So things feel pretty normal. I'm about 6 hours into my fast, so lots of time to go. But I'm making veggie fried rice for the family for dinner. I ate earlier today, so I actually still feel quite full from the breakfast, and it's pretty much business as usual. First day always feels like that. I had a chance to talk with Shelly earlier, so I really enjoyed that, and I'm excited to do this very closely with someone. Maybe this is a new thing for 72-hour fast. I think that could be good. After this, I'm going grocery shopping tonight and gonna stay busy. Help my daughter study for her high school exams, take care of clothes, hopefully go on a walk. It's really nice and sunny out. Busy, busy, busy. Need to stay hydrated. I'm almost 10 hours in, 62 to go, just over 62. And since it is later in the day, I am going to have my sparkling water. It's the black cherry lime. You only can get this in the sparkling water can. But I am fully hydrated. I have all the drinks. That's one thing I did when I went to grocery shop today. I went to Panera on my way. I got black coffee and I got my iced tea. Did my grocery shopping, and I brought this in case I wanted it earlier, but I kind of like left it as a little treat. I love drinking this. When I was talking to Shelly earlier, she has never had flavors in her fast, so I didn't really encourage her to have the flavored element when she's attempting her first 3-day fast. She clean fasts all the time. I would hate for her to try it on a 3-day fast and it make her feel hungrier. Me personally, when I've tested it, it does not make me feel hungry. I did strictly clean fasting for I think almost the first 3.5 years. I started testing. I can't drink diet pops without feeling hungry, but the flavored element not only does it make me feel hungry, but having the element helps me to not have the sore legs, the cramps that I get when I do longer fasts. And that's actually what brought me to use electrolytes. And I've been partnered with Element for almost 3 years now. That's why I continue to share them with you guys. That's why I continue to accept the sponsorships. I absolutely love them. And on these 3-day fasts, they are imperative. But if you've never tested the flavors, I don't know if it would make Shelly feel hungry. I don't know if it would make you feel hungry. You definitely want to test and compare it to a clean fast. For me personally, having the 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams magnesium helps me to keep my electrolytes in balance while I am doing this long 3-day fast. That means I won't get the sore legs and I'll stay feeling good. And as I've said a million times, when I feel good doing these 3-day fasts, it's much easier to keep them as part of my routine. I do them 4 times a year. I enjoy them, but I don't think I'd enjoy it so much if I constantly had the leg cramps. Right now, Element's offering my listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 of their most popular flavors free with any order. It's the perfect way to try those flavors or to share Element with a salty friend. You can get yours by going to drinkelement.com/fastingfoodie. That's drinklmnt.com/fastingfoodie. I have been looking forward to this. Even though I did have my OMAD today, I had it so much earlier than normal. Being 10 hours in, I would normally be eating or would have ate closer to where I am right now. So it feels a little different, but I'm not going to have a hard time sleeping tonight. I'm not that far into a fast. Now, as Shelly and I talked about, I do tend to get a little more energy and have a hard time falling asleep. I'm hoping it won't be super difficult, but we'll see. Tonight, I still have editing to do. I have laundry to take care of. I am helping my daughter study for her exams tomorrow. So lots to do in this evening. I'm going to sip all my beverages and get on with the night. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. Morning of day 2. I'm about almost 24 hours into the fast. Not quite, but I'm getting there. I just had to pick up coffee. Both of those are decaf. Panera is my supplier. So I have a very busy day. I have a lot to get done. I'm working a lot this morning. I'm also going to be meeting with Shelly. We're going to rehash how we've been feeling. And then the rest of the day, fast, stay busy, drink coffee, drink water, all the good things. So I'll see you when I talk to Shelly. So how are you feeling morning of day 2? I see you have black coffee.
I have my black coffee, so
Me too.
feels like normal so far because this is kind of, my normal, what I do. And I love the app. I love the Zero app. So I've been able to see, and I'm thinking of the numbers like 7, 6, 5, 4, not 70, 60, 50.
Right.
My mother-in-law texted me this morning, and she said 8 at the same time yesterday, and then we finished. And she said, I'm at 20 hours. I can't imagine more. And I said, well, use that as motivation today. Like, hey, at least you don't have 50 more hours. So however, it's great.
Yes, that's really good. I love that you're in the trenches of a nice long fast and you're encouraging other people. I think that says a lot about you.
Oh, awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Yes, but it has been nice to see the numbers declining. So after we spoke yesterday, I took a walk and I was already seeing the number 60. I thought, okay, that's not so bad. So now I'm in the 50s, but
awesome. Well, for me, today is always like this evening will probably be the hardest hump for me. So I always like to say it's like road construction. If you know it's coming, you plan for the delay, you plan that it's not going to be a nice, easy drive, and it's easier to get through than if you think it's going to be a clear road, right? Perfect. So if you know you're going through a construction zone, if you know it's going to be harder, I'm just planning a busier day. We have gorgeous weather today. I'm so grateful. It's going to be like sunny and 78. Nice. So I'm like, park night, one of our neighbor boys, Mondays, he has free, like he plays a bunch of sports, but I'm like, nice, we can take him to the park with Cal. They'll play. I'll be distracted. And that is how I'm like hoping to get over the hump. I'll take my Element, warm coffee in the park. So do you have any plans to help maybe get through the maybe harder evening?
Yes. Well, my girl, my youngest daughter has a ball game.
Oh, nice.
And it's a play game, so it's an hour of travel, and then we have to be there an hour early for practice, and then the game goes for 90 minutes. So I did receive a text this morning from the coach, and I thought, "Oh, no, please tell me the fields aren't wet," 'cause
Oh,
I would have to come up with a secondary plan because I don't think I could just be content here at home tonight during
mhm.
time because like you said, that is my to have dinner with my family tonight, and so I have planned a dinner that I can miss out on. So just spaghetti, regular sort of bread,
Yep.
I can skip out on. And so, but I am thankful the game is still on. If the text that said what time to be there. So right at normal time for me, we'll be sitting at the ball field. So
Nice.
that
Yeah,
will
that'll my daughter, when she played volleyball, those are my favorite down days. I almost always, because I didn't even have time to plan a meal that was, window worthy. If we drove an hour away, had the game, came home, it was always something quick and on the road. And not, I love going out to eat, but it
right.
wasn't typically like lots of choices, pick the optimum. I was like, oh, this is a really easy down day.
Exactly. But that is our pastime is we love to go out and eat. That is where we spend our dollars. We love
Hmm.
to eat out. And that's my husband. Take something on the road just I'm late for the game. And my girls are running some errands. And so I said, okay, I'll just cook spaghetti and everybody can come in and eat tonight as they want to, need to. And I can just go walk until the game starts. So
Perfect. We spaghetti is one of my go-to dinners too when I'm fasting because I don't know. I have a very picky husband. He'd rather eat foods that he knows that he likes than try something new. And I'm all about extra sauce and added toppings. And he's kind of like plain, stick with the norm. And he loves pasta. He loves buttered noodles with Parmesan. And I'm like, oh, it's just way too plain. But
uh-huh.
and my kids love it too. So that's a really good default meal. And then tonight we're doing grilled cheese and boxed like Mrs. Grass's, but the Aldi version of the chicken noodle soup. He's gonna he's gonna make that when I'm at the park. But it's just super simple. Salad. We have watermelon cut up. Not foods that I purposely plan foods like you said that I can easily skip. Like that I love grilled cheese, but it's something I could have any day. Not high effort.
Well, I make like a homemade granola with sourdough. My daughter was like, "How to granola?" And I said, "Oh, I know. I ate the last of it the day before the fast, so that it wasn't there to tempt me. It wasn't there to call me." And she said, "Well, I'll make granola." And I said, "I'll make it on Wednesday morning." So Wednesday,
Good for you.
I already have a plan to make the banana bread that I love and make the sourdough granola that I love, and so that will all be ready when
Oh,
it's
I love that. So do you like to like prepare foods that you like while you're fasting?
yes.
So
Now,
do
I will
I.
say I don't want it to
Yeah.
be in my pantry, or sit on the counter. I will do it. I don't have a problem to cook most of the time if I know I can eat it later.
Hmm.
If I know 15 hours later, that might be a little for me, a little too tempting, I think.
Yeah, I it took me a while to get there, but I realized that I mean, I've always known that I like to bake and I like to cook and you have the satisfaction of like the effort and then you have the results. And when I could do all of that minus the eating while fasting, I'm like, I still got a lot of joy with the food and then I have it to look forward to. So yeah, like I'll
Absolutely.
make cookies or scones. Sometimes I did a lot of my Christmas baking while fasting, and then I just had it for the holiday season in my eating window. And it took some time to get there, but it's a great way to pass your time and have something to look forward to. So I think that's awesome. I love the plan of the granola Wednesday morning.
So I evening and in the bath, take a bath every
Hmm.
evening, and then I catch up on my YouTube videos, and then I put on my pajamas, teeth, and then and so I was like, okay, tonight I'm going to watch like the 72-hour fast,
Oh,
and to help get through. And on my down days, I will watch one of your videos. Down day. That's just the support of knowing that okay, you did it, and thanks for your update.
oh,
And
I
then
love that.
always excited, to prepare that day, the next day. But yeah, cookie, that is a goal to try to make those or to have to make those.
Yeah, they're really fun, and the funny thing is she like never eats them. She doesn't love baked goods, but she likes the making of them and kind of the process. I think it's funny. I'm like, well, I'll eat them for you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I love that you watch the videos during your fast. I get that comment so often, like on old videos, people will be like, I'm in a 72-hour fast and I'm watching this. And I'm really hoping that like us talking will be like the second and third friend to their little fast for other people. So I'm really glad we're doing this, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So woo-hoo, we're gonna have
I love the videos. That's the perfect time. It's just in the evening, when I'm winding down, and then I'm like, hey, she's done a 7 multiple times. So I was able to watch that encouragement of how you're feeling and coming out, better on the other, just and that's what got my yesterday. The more I thought about it, I thought, I'm 2.5 years into fasting. And so I lost a total of around 45 pounds. So I'd lost 30 and then without exercise. And then when I started incorporating some exercise, and just as time went on, I lost another 15-ish.
okay.
And so I've been in maintenance for close to a year, about the same weight. And it kind of started to be hard the last couple of weeks to see.
Oh.
It's because I haven't been. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good area. And when you do that change every so often, sometimes you just need different motivation.
Yeah.
So I am almost 40, and I have things. And so that is a push for 72 hours.
I love it.
Like, 20 is no big deal after this. So my normal is 20 hours, did 4-hour eating window. So.
Yes, I love that. And I actually I'm constantly making notes on like new video ideas, but it's quite like one of my older shorts breaking a 72-hour fast, but I always get the why. And my 72 hours, I never lose weight. I mean, my weight drops and it comes back. I think it's important for maintenance, but you're so right. When you do 72-hour fasts and you do them and you're proud of yourself, OMAD is like nothing. You're like, oh, I eat every day. It gives you that different point of view. And then I think the variety really does help in the maintenance, but it also just lets you like, oh, OMAD really isn't a big deal when you compare it to 3 days and you can do that and feel good and still enjoy it. You're like, oh yeah, eating every day, I can do that.
Yes, absolutely. And it does. I'm excited about the food again. I'm eating the same foods. I like it. So what I crave, and it's what I eat a lot of the time. And so I thought, it's just a new enjoyment and eat the foods I love.
Awesome. Well, I think we should cheers to each other and whoever's watching this fasting with us, and then we'll catch up tomorrow. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
I'm currently at that's how long I have left. I just pulled it up, so just 5:49.
Okay, let me see if I have mine here.
Perfect.
I'm almost in the 40 decade.
I love the decade. I've never thought of that, but now I will.
Yeah,
okay.
Going 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 0. We can do it.
No big deal. Okay, well, we're cheersing and we'll catch up tomorrow.
That's great.
Cheers. Kel and I just got back. We went to the park. I walked a bit, he played a bit, and now we're getting some teacher gifts, right, buddy? Some of his teacher's favorite snacks, and we're making a little basket for her. I'm almost 33 hours into the fast, which means I have about 39 to go. And I think the further I get into my fast, the bigger this pimple gets. Are they correlated? I don't know. But at the park, I didn't get to walk nearly as long as I wanted. My son just kind of got bored real quickly and he wanted to leave. So I'm walking in my neighborhood and I'm taking a note from Shelly. She said that she was using a new book as like a treat. So I'm walking. I started a new audiobook that I just got off hold and I'm enjoying this gorgeous evening. So I am walking my way under the 40 hours and I'm feeling all right. I'd be lying if I said I felt really good. This has actually been kind of hard for me compared to other ones. I think because I've had so much like sweets and snacks with the recent expo and traveling to Washington, D.C. I've had more loose eating windows probably. Still sticking mostly to OMAD, but maybe more snacks. I'm trying things to make content, and at the convention I definitely wasn't doing OMAD, so I feel like maybe it just feels harder, which to me is a little encouraging because it shows me that I probably need the reset. So it's a little more difficult than it usually is, but I'm doing all right. I will survive, and I look forward to Wednesday when I break my fast. A little over halfway to go. I just filled up on Panera. I got sparkling water, coffee, and a free cookie. It always happens on my 3-day fast that they offer me free food. I love my Panera. They're very generous, so it's not just my 3-day fast, but without fail, if I'm on a 3-day fast, they offer me free food. But I got one for my son later. He loves those cookies, so no harm, no foul. I'm so close to 24 hours left. I'll meet with Shelly later. I'm going to volunteer at my kids' school, 2nd grade, end of year party. I'm responsible for some fruit. I'm excited. I could prep this without going crazy this morning. I am hungry, but it's not too bad. I feel a lot better this morning than I did last night, and for that I'm grateful. So let's keep fasting, go to the party, and I'll see you later. I have 21 hours left, guys, and guess what? I am about to go get my nails done. That's going to take time. I have an award ceremony for my middle schooler today. That's going to take time. I have chauffeuring duties for my older daughter to go to a party. That's going to take time. I'm going to get to sleep. I'm going to get to prep my food for tomorrow. There is so much to do in 21 hours that I'm actually getting excited, and I'm going to tackle my taxes, which I've been saving for the end because I don't want to do them, and it's going to pass time, so double win. I'm so excited, but let's go get new nails. So how are you feeling? Day 3.
Day 3. I'm excited that I can say to eat tomorrow.
I know. I always love that feeling. I'm like, tomorrow.
Yeah, it feels good being on the event. And I think I just hit the 24-hour mark just now. And so 11:30, I think it's the 24. And so I'm like, oh, I can do 24. That's no problem.
You've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good. What about you?
I feel much better than I did. I had a really hard time yesterday, and I don't know. I was thinking, like how you said you want the reset after the end of the school year and parties and snacks. I've gone to the Sweet and Snack Expo, so I've been sampling a lot of more snacks than normal. I didn't do OMAD for those 3 days, and then the next week I traveled to DC. So everything has just been different and very fluid, and I think that my body is like, wait a minute, what are we doing here?
Yes.
And so it's been a little bit more of a struggle than some of my 3 days. But today, thank goodness, I woke up and I never felt like, I was going to pass out or anything. Right. I always like to make that clear for anyone watching. I didn't worry for my health. It just was not enjoyable.
Right.
A lot of yesterday. And I feel so much better today. And I think a lot of it is mentally, I'm like, tomorrow.
Yes. That is how I'm feeling. I thought, okay, tomorrow I can get my banana bread going before I leave the house, and I do have a busy morning, and so I thought it would be great. I'll just get up, and just get going, and
perfect.
The time will pass by. Part of my problem, I think, I enjoy food, which is not a problem. That's not the problem. But often I think to myself, it's real food, so. I watch this Homestead lady, and she's super great to watch, and she's eating all day. She's eating everything homemade.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I get a little bit well, it's real food. It's not a big deal, but it's still not fasting if you're eating it throughout the day with real food or not. And so I was just ready for that reset because I could feel myself. Oh, I would stick to my 20 hours fasted and 4 hours eating, but I could feel myself mentally being like, well, that's not fair,
okay, yeah,
not fair that she gets to eat all day and she's eating the real food, and so I think it's a terrible mindset to get into. And so this has been excellent. I feel good. Now yesterday I was a little bit bitter towards the people that were eating at my house. And
I may have done that too.
Yeah. And that's what I made the spaghetti. And I can be fine with no spaghetti. But my daughter was like, Mom, that was top 3 spaghetti I've ever
Oh.
had. And I was like, of course it was.
I didn't need to know that.
Yes, like, I don't even make good spaghetti. It's just regular spaghetti.
That's funny.
And she was like, no, that was top 3. So my husband was making his big bowl of spaghetti, and I was like, okay, I'll see you all later. I am going for a walk.
Did you do your reading? I thought of you because I went on a walk and I started a new book, and I thought, I wonder if Shelly's on the porch with her new book.
Yes. Okay. And my kids watch Ryan Trahan. Okay. My kids watch him. And so I heard something about his wife's book. You met him at the expo.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And so Emily Henry, I have several of her books. I just finished it. It's called The Ladies' Meet. It's been super awesome. Anyway, it's been great. So yesterday was a little bit difficult for you also.
Yeah. But and I actually like, even though the community fast, I always have the community, I actually really like I'm gonna have to report back to Shelly that I did it. Like, and I never really thought of quitting. I do feel like sometimes if I didn't have the Facebook, or not the Facebook, the YouTube, that I would be like, it'd be easier for me to be like, screw it, I'll do it another time. Yes. So that's one of my favorite things about community fast, is that even though most of the times I haven't been talking with someone, I've, 1, really enjoyed this one-on-one part, but then 2, like, okay, I'm reporting back. People are doing this with me. I'm accountable to them. And that's very motivating and helpful to me, but it was rough yesterday.
Yeah, well, and I thought that too. So when I'm doing them by myself, an extended fast, I really like start talking with myself like that, and that's where the real food like came in.
Yeah.
You know, well, she's eating real food and she's eating all day, so I'll just open at a good time, but it's almost like 2 meals a day.
Yeah.
So I can fit. I'm a volume eater. I can eat a lot of food.
Me too.
And almost embarrassing how much food I can eat. But I will start even, and that's where that mentality comes in, the talking to myself saying, well, I mean, I've hit 20 hours, whatever, and eating is not bad for me, and so I might as well not bad in quotations. But I thought, Jackie and I are going to be, and we're going to talk, and we're doing this together, and we're partners, and just knowing that you're doing it has made a world of difference,
Yes.
Not being on an island by myself doing this.
Well, high five to us.
Yes, for sure.
So what are you planning to break your fast with tomorrow?
Okay, I think, well, I was going to ask you, because I think you normally do steak and avocado, right?
Yes, but because I don't have the full 2 hours like I normally do, I'm leaving the steak out. I'm doing avocado and probably roasted asparagus, a cooked veggie and some avocado is my plan.
Okay, so that was my question. If you had like, why you do that in particular?
So it's all based, even though, and the funny thing is, I don't think he says steak, and I don't know how I originally got steak out of it, but he talked about like different meats and fishes, but I don't think he ever called out steak. Just things that are gentle to wake up your stomach with. And I know avocado, he specifically calls out. I don't eat any fish, so I like ignored that. Okay. And then I know sometimes dairy can upset people's stomachs, so I don't think he recommends that at first. And things like nuts and seeds can be harder to digest, or raw vegetables. So you want to, 3 days is actually not even considered that long of a fast. So this is like 3 days is just tiptoeing into being concerned about breaking your fast, from my understanding. And again, there's a Dr. Fung video that I like used to watch every 3-day fast as a reminder. But things like avocado or cooked veggies are just very gentle on your stomach. So when you cook it, the fiber is easier to break down, and you're not shocking your system. It's like, oh wait, we haven't ate for 3 days, and then you're throwing something like hearty, like a nut at me. That might be harder to break down than, soft asparagus.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, that's what I thought. I wondered the reason behind it. I hadn't seen that video.
Yeah.
And so I did plan avocado for tomorrow, and I think scrambled eggs, cottage cheese. I don't know. I know you love cottage cheese. Have you ever tried?
I absolutely love cottage cheese, but I think dairy was one of his, and I'd have to go back and look to be certain. Something like, sometimes dairy just hits differently sometimes.
Okay.
That it might be like more questionable. But again, 3 days is very long for us. in feelings, but it's not like when you think of refeed syndrome and shocking your body, it's really not that long for that concern. It's just more to be mindful. So I've never done dairy right off the bat.
Okay.
But some people like say that they're super mindful the entire day. I just wake up gently. I try not to have sugar later in the day because when I've worn my glucose monitor, it like I just notice because I'd always have like a special dessert that night. My glucose the whole rest of the night was like a roller coaster. And I realized it was just like, okay, my body doesn't really want sugar yet. So I kind of avoid like a pure dessert. Like I'll probably have a yogurt bowl tomorrow, which has sugars and fruits, but it's not like the same as eating pie. And not that you can't, but I've just noticed that I feel better if I like don't do it on the first day. So those are my things. Other than that, like I'll eat a normal in between. Like if I want popcorn, I'll popcorn or whatever my normal meal is. But I just try not to have a big dessert because when I've done that, kind of like in celebration, it's like, oh, the next day I just feel like I can't wake up.
Yes. Okay. And that's I'm a little sad because my CGM goes out tonight. So I will get to test it tomorrow whenever I break my fast. So I'm a little bummed about that. But it'll be okay. But so I don't know, I may go ahead and just give it a shot and report back how I handle. I don't know. I love scrambled eggs with cottage cheese, avocado, everything bagel seasoning.
Oh yeah.
That now is that is what is mine. So
that sounds so good. And I think another really important thing, like some people are like, steak would tear me up if I eat steak. Like your body's used to it. So it's not like you're introducing, you know, like a habanero pepper and you never eat habanero peppers, you know, something. Your body is like used to that food to digest. And if you like eggs and avocado, I feel like that's also important, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, and I was going to tell you yesterday, I started to feel so hungry around 2:00 p.m. And so that's not my normal eating time, but that's normal how many hours later I would break fast. Around the 27-ish, because I do that one longer fast from Sunday to Monday.
Oh, that's right.
And so that is that was very difficult. 2:00. And what I did, my daughter and I were out and got our nails done.
Oh, nice, beautiful.
So kind of a pampering day for me.
I'm about to get mine done.
Oh, today?
Yeah, right after this, I'm leaving to get my nails done.
Oh, so fun. Well, that's what she and I went and got my oldest daughter. We went and got our nails done. And I just took a light walk. I didn't use my weighted vest. Then I took a long bath. So it was just kind of a day of pampering. I thought today would be a day of pampering. And so we were out and about, and I said, all right, 2:00. I was so hungry. I said, let's go to Sonic and water with extra ice. And so just crunching that ice was almost like a texture thing.
Nice, yeah.
And so I just did that ice that I crunched on, and then I added a raw element. I did not do flavor.
Okay, good for you.
I was a little afraid to do that my first time. So I added a raw element. So it was like salty ice. So right, that ended up being for the day.
Good. And you know what I like about that? Like I have always been kind of an emotional eater. So if I'm wanting to feel better, eating was a really good crutch. But when you fast so much, you find other ways to like pamper yourself, to take care of yourself. And then food isn't the default. So that even if I'm in my eating window, it's not going to be the first thing I turn to. And I like that as like a habit builder is if you're fasting and you want to take care of yourself, you want to improve your mood or whatever, you can find other things than food, which just changes the habit overall. So good for you pampering yourself.
I like that.
I like the thought of the Sonic ice. I'm like, I could go for that after my nails.
Yes. And I just felt like I don't do that all the time. And I was able to got extra ice and I drank the water and, you know, I just rode that wave. And so I said, let's make dinner for my family. But what I did, I got home, I made dinner. It was like 2:30 or 3. I just dinner, not my normal dinner time. Because my normal schedule is on Mondays to make dinner starting at like 3:30 or 4. And then I eat. So as soon as we got home from nails, I made dinner, which was spaghetti. And I just put it in the refrigerator. And so when it was time for everybody to eat, I just, I warmed it up for them and I left. And so that way, I feel like my normal, which is cook and then eat.
Right.
So anyway,
I like that.
That might have helped a tad bit. So, but once I got that wave, or that hunger wave, that normal eating time, then okay, check it out. We're in this together. Do this. So anyway.
Tonight is our pasta night. So I left and my husband made dinner when I was out walking last night. It was just grilled cheese and like pre-made soup. But then tonight I'm making Alfredo, and we have jarred red sauce for the non-Alfredo eaters, and then pasta, Italian bread, cheese, and salad. So it'll be really simple. Everyone can kind of build their own, but I do make the Alfredo. And I'm like, well, if I want some tomorrow, I know there will be leftovers, but I'm at the point that I'm so excited about tomorrow that today I'm like, oh, it's close enough.
Yes, when you can say tomorrow and know that it feels really good. It feels like you're on. I had a couple of friends check in on me, and so I've been super excited to give this a try. And so
awesome.
So that's been nice.
That's always encouraging. My dad, he's doing it. And he enjoys fasting. So I texted him. He texted about someone else, and I was like, oh, by the way, I'm doing my community fast. And he said, oh, I'll do it. And he got a coworker to join him. And it's kind of fun. You talk about the ripple, you've mentioned it to some people and you don't know what's happened necessarily. But my dad started fasting, and then he has people at work that do it with him. And it's just very fun. So he texted me this morning. He started late Sunday, so he has like 36 hours left when he texted me, and I'm like, go dad. So it is fun to have just that community that either cares about you, doing it with you. It's awesome.
That's right. Yes, I was walking with my sister-in-law this morning, and she's like, I just don't know how to have the energy to be out here. And I said, oh, friend, like there's plenty of storage that my body can pull from if it's hungry. Like there is plenty. And so I was a little worried about sleeping last night.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
But I read a book on my Kindle until about midnight, and then I fell asleep, and then I slept very well.
Good.
Then I woke up at 4:40.
Oh no!
And I was like ready to go. I thought
you're like energy.
Yes, and but then there's that talk, self-talk again. I'm like, but who gets up at 4:40?
Yeah.
Not me. Not on summer vacation. So anyway, I stayed in bed and kind of dozed.
Good for you.
It was a good night's rest. So
I had no problem going to sleep last night. No problem staying asleep because I feel so much better today. Like I actually feel energized. Yesterday it was half mental. I don't know. It was just a funk, Today I'm like, I have a feeling, because today's the day I'm doing all my taxes because I have to turn it into my accountant tomorrow. And that's something I've just been putting off, but it's also like, I know it's going to get me through my fast. So tonight I'm doing that, and I'll probably stay up late to finish it, but I'm kind of looking forward to it because it gives me it's going to help me to fall asleep eventually. I'll be so glad it's done. So I've been waiting for the end of my fast, and then I'll have it accomplished and time will pass. So woohoo.
That will be exciting. I'm sure that will be a burden lifted.
Yeah.
Having that done.
It will, because I normally do it quarter by quarter, but just the way we did taxes this year, I didn't do quarter one yet. And so I'm like, I have 6 months to go through. So.
Oh yes, that's never fun. Yes, we have a little hobby farm, and so we have to, but my husband does really well with keeping up with that.
Oh, good.
Anyway, that's super.
Awesome.
That'll be good to have done.
Yes. Awesome. Well, I am so excited for us to meet tomorrow, where we'll be past the fast, and we can kind of talk about how it went, what we broke our fast with officially, and just how we're feeling at that point.
Sounds great. I'm super excited.
I'm excited too. And please send me your banana bread recipe. I will 100% use it with my bananas.
That sounds great.
Awesome. I'll see you tomorrow, and have a great night.
All right, you too.
Very simple dinner tonight. I made Alfredo sauce while it's still kind of coming together. Pasta, strawberries, bread, butter. You're gonna have cheese with it, salad. Of course, I'm not eating, but we have an award ceremony soon, so my family loves pasta. It's an easy one on my fasting nights. I'm under 15 hours. My family's eating their ice cream. I'm on a walk. I'm feeling really good, but I'm very excited that tomorrow is my up day. I'm ready to eat. This has been a more difficult 3-day fast, so even though I'm 5 years in, I guess it can't all be gravy, right? Why'd I say gravy? Now I'm hungrier. Just kidding. But I'm enjoying the walk. It's a beautiful night. I'm about to go to bed. I just got a lot of my taxes done. It's nice that I have basically enough to turn it in. It's not perfect, but I plan to refine it a little bit, but I'm very excited. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm so cold, and tomorrow's the up day. So I'm excited to have the up day. Check in with you tomorrow with hours to go. Woohoo! And I'll see you then. Wait, did I show you my nails yet? There they are. Woo! We're finally on day 4. I am showered. I haven't fully gotten ready for the day. I just dropped my kids off at their last day of school. I'm about to get my coffee, and I'm very excited about that. I'm so excited. I have, I don't know, like 3 hours left, not even, and I couldn't be more excited. A light bulb moment occurred to me, and I have to share it with you. So I've had a very difficult time this 3-day fast, especially day 2. And then even into last night and waking up this morning, I'm just like, what is my deal? I normally feel so much better. And yesterday when I was talking with Shelly, I was telling her, you know, I've had kind of an abnormal OMAD, but I really pretty much stuck to OMAD except for the 3 days that I was at the Sweet and Snack Convention. And yes, I've had more sweets and different snacks in my OMAD, but I stuck pretty much to OMAD, and I was thinking maybe that could be it. I am taking a medication. I'm not going to say it right. I can pretty much guarantee that, but norethindrone or something like that, acetate. It's 5 milligrams. I'm taking it multiple times a day, and sorry guys, but it's to delay your period. So I took it right before Washington, D.C. because long story short, I have horrible periods. I'm actually about to have surgery for that. That'll be a whole nother video. But then in delaying my period, my doctor who's doing the surgery, bottom line, I'm having a hysterectomy, was like, you know what? Why don't we just keep you taking that, which it's like an extremely high dose of birth control, and it stops your period. She said, why don't we just keep doing that, and then you don't have to, we won't run the risk of me being on my period during the surgery, which I don't really think is like a risk. It's just like, you know, you're already doing it, just keep going through the surgery. And I was like, great. So I got to skip my last period, and I was pretty excited about it. I hate taking this medicine. I feel like I'm about to start my period every single day since I've taken it, which if you're a woman, you know, that is like, you're hangry, you're moody. I get very crampy, like back pain, and I've been taking it for quite a while now by comparison. So I kind of forgot that that was like new, but I've never had a 3-day fast where I take it. It makes me very hungry. This makes more sense. The norethindrone acetate 5 milligrams, taking it twice a day. Weight changes is a side effect. When I took birth control many years ago, I gained weight on it. I did not like it at all. So I feel better. It still was a pretty sucky 3-day fast compared to normal. I'm very much looking forward to breaking it. I'm very glad to realize what probably the difference was. It makes me kind of excited for September's, where I definitely won't be on it, and I won't be doing that anymore because I won't have a uterus. To see the difference. I know medications, a lot of people take a lot of different things for a lot of different reasons. It certainly can make fasting harder. So I have a busy morning. Obviously I gotta get my coffee. I'm very much looking forward to that. Then I'm going to Aldi. It's Wednesday, so I do an Aldi, like see what's in the store, Aldi finds. And I have to come home, edit that video, get my kids. Right before I get my kids, I'm going to break my fast with avocado and asparagus. So obviously a little prep work with that. I'm so excited. Both of those sound so good to me. It's going to be roasted asparagus, so it's soft. It's going to be easier to digest. And then we are getting the kids, going to meet my husband for lunch, and it's not going to be quite 2 hours between those two, which I generally try to make it, but you know what? We're not about perfection here. I know it'll be okay. And 3 days is like really the lower limit of like breaking your fast slowly. It's not even considered that long of a fast in the extended fasting world. It's long for me, but that's it. So I'm excited to get the day going. I have to go home, get ready, go to Aldi, edit, break my fast, get the kids, go to lunch. Woo! That's the exciting part. And then we'll meet with Shelly later to see how her update's going. Wish me luck. I also want to buy like the perfect banana. I just have to remember, and I'm afraid I'll forget by the end. but I want to make a yogurt bowl today and I need a good banana for it. They have a backpack chair or lounger. They look pretty great. If you spend a lot of time lakeside, beach, they look like they'd be good to take on the go. $34.99. You wear them as a backpack. They have little storage bags. You get to lounge. But if you're carrying a million things, something you can put on your back seems really nice. So that's for a chair. My timer just went off. I'm at 72 hours exactly. Look at that delicious asparagus. I'm gonna let that cool down while I eat my avocado, and then look at that. Salt and pepper on my avocado. So I am mowing down and enjoying this. My total fast was 72 hours, 3 minutes. So good. Nothing tastes as good as food after a longer fast. Especially because I not only prioritize things that I think will be gentle on my stomach, but it's food that I like. Like I love roasted asparagus or air fried asparagus. I love avocado. So I'm breaking my fast with things that are gentle on my stomach and that I love. And I haven't eaten in 3 days, so it tastes even more amazing. Now I made the entire bunch of asparagus. There's no way I'm gonna eat it all right now. I'll save the rest for leftovers, but I'm definitely gonna eat that entire avocado. Now I do also try to aim for 2 full hours in between this and my next like full meal. However, scenario, today we are meeting my husband for lunch after I pick up the kids on their last day of school. It's a half day and we always go out to eat, usually on the first day, usually on the last day. And we go to a place called Moe's. It's just something we've done for years. And I look forward to it. It's not gonna be quite 2 hours, but it's gonna be pretty darn close by the time I finish this, get the kids, drive there, order. So I'm not gonna worry that it's not perfect. Plus 3 days aren't really that long of an extended fast. And I've done them so many times. I've never had issues with my stomach being upset or waking it up and having problems. So I feel confident that if I don't go the full 2 hours, I'll be okay. Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna eat this in peace, but I'll see you later. I said I wanted peace.
First bite of the day in 3 days. Cheers to you, Jackie. So good.
How was your first bite in 3 days?
Oh, it was delicious. And then I am currently with my banana bread.
That sounds so good. I'm excited that you've had that day. That sounds delightful and more delight to come.
Yeah. So how was your breaking of the fast today?
It was really good. I had the mini avocado and then I roasted asparagus, put salt and pepper all over all of it. And it honestly, I'm like, has anyone ever described roasted asparagus as tasting like heaven? I don't know, but I just did. Because I do love, I mean, it is a food I really enjoy, but
Right.
after 3 days of not eating, it's just amazing.
It is. It's just exciting. It's just a whole thing. And I went back and watched my video, and I had closed my eyes when I ate that first bite. Like, that was so good. I did not purposely do that. It was just like, oh, this is so good. So good.
And were you so proud of yourself?
I was so proud of myself. And that's what I told my husband. I said, mentally, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I'm doing really good. But I did feel like I am ready to eat. Like I had that feeling in my stomach. Like it just was that hunger that came this morning. And I think because I knew I was going to. So this morning, I was like, okay, I think I am ready to eat. So,
Yay!
But my mother-in-law, she's been very supportive this whole time. She's been texting me, checking in, and she sent me just a celebration emoji this morning.
Oh, good. I love that.
You, so
That is. Can you imagine when she told you about fasting that you would years later do a 3-day fast?
No idea. And that's the thing. She has done every diet, every health and wellness book, supplement, you name it. She bought it beforehand.
Yeah.
And now that she has fasting, she said, I think I can just donate all of these books, And so she knows that that's the answer for her health, as she's getting older. And so she was she's like, no, I'm not ready for that endeavor, but I'm so proud of you for doing that.
That is awesome. And I love that you have that support. I have supportive people in my life, but I can't imagine how much harder it would be if people are like, don't do that, or just eat with me, So
Yes. And you are so supportive. I don't know if you even know how supportive you are, because even on down days, even if I do a 500-calorie meal, I will watch one of your videos before. And I'll just go, okay, Jackie's done them. She's made it through. Look at that fun update. And so it's like I feel like you really have motivated. I don't know if you know how much you motivate, but I think
that means a lot.
Motivation for a down day.
And I wanted to tell you, so I had a light bulb moment this morning. So with my hysterectomy, I'm on a medicine that's going to make me not have my period through that.
Okay.
So it's a very high dose birth control. It makes me really hungry. I have never done a 3-day fast with it, but I've been taking it since right before DC, and it has made OMAD just a little more of a struggle. But with eating every day, I could get through it.
Okay.
That is what I think. When I took it this morning, I'm like, duh, this is why it's been such a struggle. Because the medicine, long story short, I knew I didn't like birth control for lots of reasons, but it always has made me feel really hungry. And I was like, and this is a very high dose. So I'm like, that is the difference.
And girl, you made it through with that. I mean, if you can do that, you can do anything.
Well, honestly, if it were my first one, there's literally, I don't think I would have been like, yeah, this isn't for me. But I know I can do it. But I just kept thinking, like, why does this feel so much worse? So that was my little light bulb moment, which then made me feel better. I was like, okay, I can accept that,
Right. Yeah. And knowing you made it through with that, I mean, that's worth a lot. But I cannot tell you. So I often will talk to myself about, like, you don't have to do a whole 72, because every time you post one, I'm like, I'm in. I don't know for how long. And so, I will go to 48 or, a normal down day update. So anyway, just talking with you and knowing the accountability that you're doing it too, it has just helped tremendously.
Yeah.
That's what my husband said. He's like, I don't want to tempt you. I don't want to sit down and tempt you. And I was like, oh no, I'm to do this.
Yes.
You are not going to sway me. I said yes to this. And I'm in like Flynn. And he said, okay. So just knowing yes, and that we were doing it has just made the world of difference. So
that's awesome. Well, I've been very grateful for the same thing, because with how hard this is, I'm like, nope, I'm talking to Shelly tomorrow. I have to tell her I'm still doing it. So thank you to you too.
That's
Yay.
right.
Well, I'm so proud of both of us, and I'm hoping that people are watching this during their 72 hours and they'll feel motivated, or maybe they'll be breaking their fast right after they watch this, or maybe they're just starting, but let's cheer for them too.
Absolutely. Keep watching the videos. They are so important. They're so motivating. And if she and I can do it, anybody can do it.
You
That's
can.
for sure.